back. I hope you all had a great lunch. We did.
We did.
We had to make sure, we're all straight. So this session is vulnerability. But first, just a couple of announcements. I want to let you guys know about this really exciting new book that is coming out. It should be ready September 1st, able to be purchased. Written by this guy. This is his third book, and this is the proof. So that's this funky strip going across the top, but this is his third book. I wonder if it's going to show
reversed or
reversed. Well, anyway, I'll have it on my website. And so why don't you tell a couple of sentences or a brief blurb?
A brief blurb. So this, like Tina said, it's the third book. We call it the God on Trial series, and it's basically doing a court case of kind of how does the world work, having a God's eye view of how God sees what's going on, the difference between God being in control of everything or God being in charge of everything. Where does free will come in? Where do our choices affect things? And this last book is called God Acquitted, and it really is, it's walking you through the Bible, how God interacts with humans, and we can see trends and patterns, and you can see God partnering with mankind to get his will done in the earth, and also how God gets Jesus into the earth and what was the impact of all that through history. And so my first book is called I Was Framed, Signed God. So basically it's sharing how we assign all bad things to God's will or God's design when that's not necessarily the case. And then the second book is called God. Is he accused or excused? It's kind of the court case, laying things out. Why are bad things going on in the world? And Acquitted is the last book in that series. Is wrapping it all up. Basically, it's showing God's heart for humankind, the desire to bless, and God stepping into humanity in the life of Jesus. So that's kind of the gospel. So I guess I said it's a bunch of pages, and I did that in 2 minutes.
It's a lot. It's good. It's a great book. The whole series is necessary. I mean, if I would say that, in terms of foundational books that believers need to read within the first year that they become born again, I would say his trilogy.
And came from a Bible study that we did with our kids.
Yeah.
So, and my daughter said, you should write a book. And so.
Very simply written.
Yep.
Even our, I think, 11-year-old started reading the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's great. We have a podcast.
We do have a podcast.
Some of you have heard our podcast. Our podcast is on a necessary hiatus. Let's call it summer hiatus.
Summer, kids are home.
But we're, it's hard to find quiet. In fact, to do our webinar, we treated our second son to take our third and fourth sons to the Y and then pizza. And so the house could be quiet. So we will be resuming podcast programming, podcasts
exactly.
In September.